Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are going to dive deep into the very core of the human experience, our emotions. Specifically, we will explore the 7 primary emotions that color our lives every single day. Now, you might think emotional intelligence is about getting rid of negative feelings, but that is not it at all. It is about learning to recognize these powerful signals, understand the messages they're sending, and then respond with awareness instead of just reacting on impulse. It is about becoming the master of your emotional world, not its victim. So let us explore each of these 7 emotions and discover some really practical, down-to-earth ways to manage them in our adult lives. First up, let us talk about fear. In adulthood, fear rarely shows up as a monster under the bed. Instead, it often wears a more sophisticated disguise called anxiety. Think about it. That constant nagging feeling of unease, the worry about the future, the endless what-ifs. This anxiety is often the echo of unacknowledged effort. It is that inner voice that conveniently forgets every single challenge you have ever overcome, every obstacle you have navigated, and everything you have already accomplished. It focuses only on the mountain ahead, not the mountains you have already climbed. So, what is the antidote? It is simple but powerful: acknowledgement. You need to consciously pause, take a breath, and remind yourself of the truth. Say it out loud if you have to. I have overcome challenges before. I am capable. I have the strength to handle this. Naming your wins, no matter how small they seem, is like turning down the volume on that anxious voice. It quiets the noise and restores your confidence in your own abilities. A really practical tip for this is to keep a done list right next to your to-do list. At the end of the day, do not just look at what is left to do. Look at everything you have already achieved. Celebrate it. This simple act of acknowledgement can fundamentally change your relationship with anxiety. Next, let us tackle a big one: anger. Anger gets a bad rap. We are often taught that it is a destructive, negative emotion that we should suppress. But anger is not the enemy. It is a messenger. In fact, it is one of the most important messengers you have. Anger almost always signals that a boundary has been crossed. Someone has overstepped, a value has been violated, or a need has been ignored. The problem is not the anger itself. It is how we handle it. An impulsive reaction can burn bridges, but emotional intelligence teaches us to pause. In that crucial moment between the trigger and the reaction, we can choose a different path. We can express our anger constructively. So how do you do that? Try using I statements. Instead of yelling, "You never meet your deadlines," which sounds like an attack, you could say, "I feel frustrated when deadlines are ignored because it directly affects my work and my ability to meet my own commitments." See the difference? You are not attacking the other person. You are clearly stating the impact of their actions on you. This transforms anger from a weapon into a tool for clarity and boundary setting. It is also vital to give that angry energy a physical outlet. Do not let it just build up inside you. Go for a run, hit the gym, practice deep breathing, or even just write it all out in a journal. Releasing that energy prevents it from festering and turning into resentment. Now, let us move on to sadness. Sadness is the emotion that reminds us of what truly matters to us. It arises from loss, from change, or from unmet needs and longings. As adults, we often feel pressured to be strong, to get over it, and to suppress our sadness. We are told to put on a brave face, but emotional intelligence invites us to do the exact opposite. It invites us to feel our sadness fully, to honor it as a legitimate and important part of our human experience. Suppressing it does not make it go away. It just forces it underground, where it can affect us in ways we do not even realize. So what is a healthy way to process it? Journaling can be incredibly powerful. Write about what you have lost and, just as importantly, what that loss has taught you. What did you value about what is gone? What have you learned about yourself in its absence? And even more importantly, share your sadness with a trusted friend, a family member, or a therapist. Vocalizing your feelings to someone who listens with compassion is transformative. It takes sadness out of the lonely darkness of isolation and brings it into the light of connection, where real healing can begin. Okay, let us shift gears to a much brighter emotion, joy. Joy is that wonderful feeling of connection, accomplishment, and meaning. It is the warmth you feel when you share a laugh with a friend, the pride of completing a difficult project, and the deep satisfaction of living a life aligned with your values. But here's the thing about adults: we are masters at postponing joy. We tell ourselves, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, or I'll relax once this big project is finished. We are always waiting for the next big win to give ourselves permission to feel joyful, but joy does not work that way. It does not live in the future. It thrives in the small, daily moments of the present. The key to experiencing more joy is to actively practice gratitude. It sounds simple, but it is a game changer. At the end of each day, take just 2 minutes to write down 3 specific things you are thankful for. It could be anything: the taste of your morning coffee, a kind word from a stranger, the beauty of a sunset. The act of noticing and acknowledging these small pleasures trains your brain to look for the good. When you savor these simple moments, you are not just experiencing joy. You are expanding your capacity for it. Joy grows when it is acknowledged. Next on our list is an interesting one: disgust. At its most basic level, disgust is a protective instinct. It is that gut reaction that tells us something is rotten, toxic, or unsafe. It keeps us from eating spoiled food or touching something contaminated. But in our complex adult lives, disgust often points to something deeper: violated values. That feeling of revulsion you get when you see injustice, dishonesty, or cruelty. That is your moral compass, your sense of disgust, telling you that something is fundamentally wrong according to your personal value system. Emotional intelligence helps us reframe this feeling not as just a negative reaction, but as a powerful tool for discernment. It is a signal to pay attention. So when you feel that sense of disgust rising, ask yourself, what core value of mine is being challenged right now? Is it honesty, fairness, compassion? Using disgust as your guide helps you make choices that are in alignment with your integrity. It helps you decide who to spend your time with, what work to engage in, and what kind of lifestyle you want to lead. It is a powerful internal guide if you listen to it. Let us talk about surprise. Surprise is the emotion of the unexpected. It is that jolt we feel when something happens that we did not see coming, good or bad. A surprise party is thrilling. A surprise layoff is devastating. Because it is so unpredictable, surprise can feel very unsettling. Our natural instinct is often to resist it, to try and regain a sense of control as quickly as possible. But emotional intelligence offers a different approach. It encourages us to shift from resistance to curiosity. Instead of immediately thinking, oh no, this is terrible, how do I fix this? We can learn to pause. In that pause, we can ask a much more empowering question. What can I learn from this? This simple question reframes the entire experience. A surprise is no longer just a disruption. It is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to adapt your plans, to innovate a new solution, or to discover something new about yourself or the world around you. Embracing surprise with curiosity is a key ingredient for growth and resilience. Finally, we come to contempt. This is perhaps the most corrosive of the 7 emotions, especially in relationships. Contempt is the emotion of superiority. It is that sneer, that eye roll, that feeling that you are better than someone else. It creates distance and actively pushes others away. When contempt is left unchecked, it erodes trust, respect, and connection. It has been called the single greatest predictor of divorce for a reason. The antidote, according to emotional intelligence, is empathy. It is about consciously choosing to bridge the distance that contempt creates. So the next time you feel that wave of contempt, that judgmental thought about someone, I want you to pause and challenge it. Ask yourself, what pain or fear might this person be carrying that is causing them to act this way? What is their story? This does not mean you have to agree with them or condone their behavior. It simply means you reframe your contempt as curiosity about their humanity. This powerful shift softens judgment, opens the door for understanding, and strengthens connection where contempt would have destroyed it. So there you have it. The 7 primary emotions: fear, anger, sadness, joy, disgust, surprise, and contempt. As you can see, they are not problems that you need to solve or eliminate. They are signals that you need to interpret. They are your internal guidance system. Emotional intelligence gives you the power to acknowledge your anxiety, to set clear boundaries with your anger, to honor your grief, to actively choose joy, to align your life with your values, to embrace surprises with curiosity, and to cultivate empathy instead of contempt. Remember, your emotions are your teachers. By learning to listen to them with awareness and compassion, you can transform your entire adult life into a practice of resilience, connection, and continuous growth. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content on living a more conscious and fulfilling life.